Hi everyone, I'm Miss Palachek and I am excited to be your new chemistry teacher at the beginning of quarter two. Welcome to a new quarter. I know that this year has been really challenging for everyone, getting used to a quarter system, which you may or may not have realized that you were on for the first couple of weeks of quarter one, and getting used to just the differences of being in school and out of school and this whole hybrid model. In the end, I just hope that I am able to get you excited about chemistry, get you interested in chemistry, and that we just really feel like we are still able to learn and experience the way that chemistry is working around us, even through everything that's going on right now. I'm sorry that it started this way, but I'm just excited that some of you are going to be in person with me once a week. And I'm just hoping that we can make the best of the in-person time that we have. And then also, those of you who are not in person or feel like you need a little bit more, please just make sure that you check in to tutorials on Tuesdays from 1:30 to 2:30. So a little bit about me. I have my degree in chemistry from UCSD. I absolutely love chemistry. It's my favorite class, just because I think that it's very interesting. I think it's interesting to see how chemistry is everywhere around us when it comes to the things that we smell in the air, or the clothes that we have on our back, or the makeup that we wear. All of these things, we need to understand chemistry in order to have all of these things. So I went to UCSD. After UCSD, I met my husband and we had two kids. We have a 10-year-old son named Jason, and he is in fifth grade at Rio Seco. And then we have a daughter who's going to be 6 in a week, and she is a kindergartner at Rio Seco. So while I'm teaching you, my kids will be in school at Rio Seco. And when I come home and do your hybrid at-home stuff, I'm also going to be working with them at their at-home stuff as well. We live up in Ramona, so you'll notice that during some tutorials, I'll be zooming in from Ramona, but that doesn't stop me from really trying to help you guys the best that I can. Just understand that I'm going to be checking my email until 3 o'clock every day, and then kind of closing down. Sometimes I'll answer a few emails in the evening time, but on the weekends, I'm going to step back and not be answering emails this quarter. So just a couple of things about this quarter. This quarter is going to be a little bit different than last quarter because you have some in-person time and some out-of-person time. Because we have both distance learners and in-person learners, we're going to be working on doing some mostly distance stuff, because if you think about it, you're really 75% distance. But we're also going to be, so we'll be doing some of those activities in class that people will be doing distance. So if there's a lab, we might be doing a lab in class. Some students are going to be doing a different lab live than other students, and we're going to kind of work with it that way. So what you're looking at here is, this is your home page for Schoology, or this is what my home page for Schoology looks like. The very first thing that you're going to do is you're going to click on chemistry, and it says chemistry period 2. I'm just not 100% sure if from your view you see chemistry period 2 and period 6, or if you only see period 2. But you're going to click on this link right here where it has chemistry 1 and chemistry 3. And then this is going to be what your Schoology looks like for college prep chemistry. So what you're going to see when you first get there is you're going to see your introductory and reference materials, and you're going to see quarter 2, week 1. So the introductory and reference materials, that's where you can find all of the links to the syllabus, the safety contract, and then also other important documents. So another thing that I've linked here is your periodic table that you can use. It's an online periodic table, and it's an interactive periodic table. So this periodic table really gives you a lot of different information, a link to a scientific calculator, also the parent letter that I had sent out, and your syllabus and your safety contract. Now, obviously, we're not doing in-person labs as much right now, but we will be doing a couple of things this week. Like we'll be doing the candle lab for kids who are at school the day of the candle lab, And then we'll be looking at the Maths and Change stuff on the day that the kids who are there for the Maths and Change lab. So going back to your class, you're going to go to your week 1, so quarter 2, week 1. And when you click on that, that's going to be organized into different days. So I will be publishing each and every day at the very beginning of the day. So at 5 a.m. tomorrow morning, you will see tomorrow's activities. So for today is day 1, Monday 10/12. So when you click on that, and you had to click on that to get to where you're at, you are going to see the start here, and the start here is a link to the calendar for the week, and it's also going to be a link to this video. So when you're looking at that, something that I really want to point out to you is you can really see what's coming up in our class. What I would like for you to do on the days that you have me in person, I would like for you to have everything done before then. Okay, so college prep week 1, and going back to that, what I mean when I say have everything done before then. So say you report to me on Thursday, make sure that you have all Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday work done. If you report to me on Friday, please make sure that you have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And even if you're partway through Thursday, that's a little bit better. It's a little bit harder for those of you guys who are Friday, just because other students have until Sunday to turn that work in. Any work that's assigned Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday is due by 10 a.m. on Thursday mornings. It must be submitted by then. And then any work that is assigned Thursday and Friday needs to be turned in by Sunday at 11:59 p.m. Some teachers are making that stuff due on Friday, and that's the technical due date. But I've given you guys through the weekend in case you needed to get caught up. Just know when it comes to late work, I will accept late work for up to 50% reduction in points, but you cannot do any late work beyond 2 weeks past that due date. So the due date is technically Friday, so 2 weeks past that due date is when your assignments must be turned in if you're planning on turning it in late. So if you look at this page right here, you have the watch the announcements and then sign up for all of the following. So you're going to sign up for Schoology, you're already there. Make sure that you've signed up for your Remind. Go to the CK12 textbook and link that textbook. And then here we have Go Guardian. Go Guardian, there's a different one for period 2 and period 6. So make sure that you input the correct code for that. And then for Gizmos, Gizmos is Explore Learning, and those are going to be the labs that we use. I know that you can find some of the answers online, so just remember and recognize that I will be changing some of the questions, so I might change the element that we're talking about or whatever, but just be aware of that, okay? So when you are done signing up for your Gizmo, I want you to take a screenshot of that, and that's what you're going to turn in with this assignment. The next thing that you're going to do is you have your Flipgrid for your class, and then you have your syllabus. Read through the syllabus and then answer the form questions. This right here shows you where the link is for the Zoom. So I will be having a Zoom meeting from 1:30 to 2:30 every single week. That's going to overlap a little bit with AP Physics. I figured it was better to have you guys overlap than have you guys 100% on top of each other. So they will be from 1 to 2. You guys will be 1:30 to 2:30. And that's for you to check in, especially those of you who are on distance learning. I would like for you to check in once a week, just to make sure that I can get any of your questions answered. Because remember, there are no other mandatory Zoom meetings for this class. Then you're going to do your introductory Flipgrid, and then you're going to watch your demonstrations and do a Jamboard. So Jamboard is a really cool activity where you put up sticky notes. Just understand that some of these activities, you have editing rights, so don't erase anybody else's work. Then Tuesday, you're going to go through some introductions. You're going to be filling in a Google slide deck for me so that I can get to know you guys. And then what I'd like for you to do is comment on somebody else's so you can get to know the peers in your class. Then you're going to be doing a DHMO reading and answer some discussion questions. Right after that, you'll research DHMO and then answer some more discussion questions based on your research. And then you're going to be going through lab equipment. So really the first part of this week, we're really just getting our feet wet with what we're doing in science. Then right here on Wednesday, we have two different Pear Decks, actually. 10 and 12 is a Pear Deck. So what a Pear Deck is, if you haven't used Pear Deck, is it's basically a slide presentation, but you go through it at your own pace. And there are different slides that say answer here or students answer this question. And I go through and I grade your answers. So I check to make sure that you are completing them. I check for understanding. So please make sure that you answer those questions, because like right here, you'll see this one is worth 5 points. If you don't answer all of those questions, I won't give you those points. So if you get 1 out of 5, you know why you got that, okay? So you're going to be doing a candle lab there. So we're going to be looking at what are flames, what is a flame? Is a flame matter? Is it not? And then the next day, you're going to be looking at matter card sort. So you're basically going to be sorting things. Is it matter or is it not matter? And how do you know the difference between them? Then the matter and change activity and discussion. So that's going to be another lab activity that you're going to be doing. There's going to be a video that goes along with that. And then matter and intro notes. After you do the intro notes, which is going to be another Pear Deck, you're going to do some CK12 readings. Now, it's really important when you look at these CK12 readings that you know exactly how to do them. So we're going to actually go back to your Thursday, and I'm going to show you that. And then Friday, you're going to wrap up with an ed puzzle. It's very important with the ed puzzle that you finish completely. You go to the very end after you've answered all of the questions, or else it won't send your score to me. And then you're going to do a quiz review of the week 1 work that you did. So if we go back to quarter 2, week 1, and when you're able to on Thursday open up your Thursday activities, you're going to see that there are these links, and the links are to what's called CK12. So CK12 is what we're using in lieu of or instead of a textbook for this class. So it's an online textbook that we're using. And I've been part of the team at the district who has kind of curated the material and decided what materials we use and we don't use. So when you're able to open them, you're going to click on properties of matter and it will take you directly to CK12. For me, it's not actually going to take me directly to CK12 because I can look at your scores or I can look at the actual assignment. But what's important with these assignments, because we have this issue quite a bit last quarter, so I want to make sure that you know exactly what you're doing. So when you go to CK12, you're going to be able to do your reading, okay? So I'm going to click on preview the assignment, okay? And while that's coming up, I will tell you that some of your CK12, I'm going to ask you to read and answer questions on a Google document, and other parts of your CK12, I'm going to have you read, and then you're going to answer CK12's administered questions, okay? So what happens when CK12 ends up loading is you're going to have this reading to read. So you read through that reading, and what I would do, I would always make sure that I had like a spiral notebook, and I was taking notes whenever you have a Pear Deck, whenever you're going through Google Slides, which I don't usually do without a Pear Deck or Edpuzzle. So whenever you're going through an ed puzzle or whenever you're reading CK12, okay? And so when you get to CK12, what you'll notice is you'll do the reading, and then after the reading, there will be a green button, and the green button will show you your assigned questions, okay? So one thing that you'll notice about the very first reading is that you just need to read through, because that one does not have any practice problems, but you do really need to read through that just to understand the properties of matter. The second activity for Thursday is going to be this matter, mass, and volume. So this is an example of one of the CK12 readings that you will have to do. In order to get points, you need to do this right here. It says view practice. So after you do your reading, you're going to go ahead and read about what is mass and what's the difference between mass and volume. And then there are some really cool activities, not activities necessarily, but some videos that different teachers have done or that have been curated and added to this material. So this right here is looking at mass and volume. And what you would do is you would click on this view practice. So then when you view the practice, it's going to end up giving you your questions. So I have a preview button, but you're going to click and it's going to give you the questions. Then when you are done with those questions, up at the very top, it's going to say on your page, it will say turn in or turn in assignment. Make sure that you click that in order to get the credit. So I want to make sure that you guys get the credit, but you have to do the reading and then answer the questions. And then what CK12 does is pushes your grade to me. So it records that you did the reading and you answered the questions, and it does grade the questions. So you can do as many practice as you can go through the practice so that you can make sure that you're getting the scores that you want. Okay. So if you guys have any questions, please feel free to reach out to get a hold of me or ask me during class. So in the very beginning of our classes this week, I'm going to just say hello, introduce myself real quick, kind of get to know you guys, and then see if you guys have any questions before we get started for the day. Now, when you are in class, make sure that you are coming to school with charged Chromebooks and headphones. Those are the two big things. We're not going to use the headphones very often, but if we do, I just want to make sure that you guys have them and you're able to use them, okay? So again, go ahead and reach out if you need anything. Another thing about this week's activities is you do need to do everything in order. So everything is set. So you have to do the first activity, then the next activity, then the next activity. Okay. Hopefully the way that I've laid this out this quarter is a little bit easier to go through because I'm going day by day rather than going unit by unit. So hopefully that will be more helpful. If you need anything, email me or ask